All right, so Allison, when you're kind of looking at all this stuff, what you want to do first before you actually select a character is make sure that you see the little
He
level
already
thing
had
right
6
there.
selected.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sweet,
got
I
it
sweet,
on there.
selected level 6.
swag. All right, cool.
Yep.
So
Alright.
what are we looking at character-wise?
I chose a Dragonborn Sorcerer.
Nice. Okay,
Always
cool.
useful.
All right,
Yeah.
dragon sorcerer. Uh, Okie dokes. Okay, so we've got 4. That's actually enough to get started if we want.
Yeah.
We
The
do have.
other thing I wanted to check, Travis.
Yeah, what's up?
Basically, I wanted to know what your opinion was on familiar milking.
Familiar milking? Don't be a dick.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, I wanted to change. Basically, I wanted to change my familiar into a snake and have him like restock some of my poison kit and then turn him back into an owl.
Oh, like literally milking a familiar.
Yes.
I, I don't feel like familiars aren't real like they're kind of real animals, but they're magical. I don't think that you can get a specific uh like a specific good from a snake familiar on a regular
Okay.
basis.
So you're looking at the idea like it's either a roll, or you're just looking at the idea that it's not real poison that it's injecting. It's basically like
Yeah.
very
Like any kind of poison
than
this thing
what's
would
in
bite
the
with would probably, you know, degrade really
Stop
quickly
being
outside
poison
of
once
outside
they-
of the
okay.
snake. Yeah. Also, yeah, I think that would make the whole because like your character as a general theme kind of finds poison in the craziest of places, and I'm concerned that if you just have like a poison monkey that you can just beat once a day, that would stop being fun. You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to admit, it gives me a much better chance of looking for poison elsewhere.
Yeah. Although
Okay.
that being said, yeah, familiars and thieves get along real well, so that's what I thought you meant by
Oh,
poison
yeah.
milking.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, you're sitting at the table. You wanna play with us?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I never played D&D, but I used to LARP, so I kind of have an idea.
Oh, sweet. Well, like you get the idea basically. So
Yeah.
that is definitely a huge leg up on what
Yeah.
normal new players I get. So one of the big things with this D&D 5th edition is actually pretty easy to pick up, especially if you're just kind of like into stuff like this. But one thing to make your character that you pick work is you see the little level slide, not slider, but it's like a
Yeah,
like
yeah,
1 through 10. Make sure that's set to 6.
I already
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I already picked human fighter. I don't know if a fighter
Dope.
would be useful for the.
Dude, human fighters are always useful. Um, okay,
Okay.
so
Cool.
Chris playing.
We never not have. There's always some sort of fighter, somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just like one of the things that I do kind of like what they did about 5th edition is that when it comes to actual physical combat, like not necessarily doing damage like casting fights, like fireballs and stuff like that, but like if you are getting into a combat with another thing, the fighter is your best bet. Like they are called fighters because they're the best at fighting. So that is always a very useful thing to have. Bards have like a lot of out of combat stuff and like a lot of like environment control stuff.
Same thing for rogues.
Exactly. So yeah, it's really good to have a guy that knows how to win fights in a party at all times. So Chris, what is
Also a guy
your
who can
what is your
take
character's name?
hits.
Hurla,
Hurla.
just like my. Yeah.
Cool.
Erla.
All right. So
King, or is this like an undead? Like he may be a king, but not in this context.
He might be a king from a foreign land that kind of got time displaced.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So this is the party as I currently see it. So we've got Gray playing Mariah, the roguelok, with some cool kind of warlock powers and also some really good kind of like thief, cat burglar skills that she can do. Josh playing Tempranillo the Bard, the brain-controlling sweet talker that uses. Didn't you get a magic thing earlier? It should still be on your notes.
Yeah, he got that loot.
Yeah, magic
My,
loot.
my
got that
sitar.
loot.
Yeah, you got a magic sitar.
No, just sitar.
Yeah.
It's the
Cool.
Bombay Sapphire.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually the mental. I'm the mental one that has the telepathic powers and stuff.
Okay, that's right. And we've got Boob playing the Drow Rogue, who's a sneaky, stabby sort. We've got Allison playing a Dragonborn
Is
sorcerer.
it actually Dro, or is it Drow?
I mean, potato, potato.
I've always been
Okay.
wow.
And finally, we've got Chris. There we go. Sorry. Finally, we've got Chris playing the human fighter Hurla. Chris, tell us a little bit about Hurla. Like, is that a boy fighter's name or a girl fighter's name? And B, just like a 10-word background.
Are you assuming his binary gender?
I mean, if he's on a slide, if she is on a sliding scale, by all means, her with an I.
No. Hurla basically two-handed weapon fight. Dual weapon fighter. Really does anything to win the fight.
Cool. So like a dirty, nasty boy, throwing some dirt.
Yeah, very.
Stabbing in the back. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so quick recap for where we were last time. So you guys have been trying to track down this evil dragon horde that you found out through research of semi-legal nature that is the cult is trying to bring back Tiamat, which is a dreaded evil five-headed dragon god that, if she is resurrected, will just lay waste to the world that you all currently inhabit. And through your adventures to try and shut down this cult, you have rescued towns under siege. Your most recent adventure was traveling to a kind of not really haunted, but like just a spooky swamp where there was a castle that was a bit of a fortification for the dragon cultist, where they were moving a whole lot of contraband, gold, and treasure through what appeared to be a magical portal. And after causing a little bit of a Marxist revolution in the castle, the working class decided to basically topple down the administration of the castle, which is made up of a race of gross frog people. So that is currently under the. You basically have a castle that is now owned and ran by some of your allies now, because you helped them kind of like throw off the shackles of the bourgeoisie. And after that, you kind of made. Sorry, come again?
Whatever, forget about it. Go on.
And the revolution. So.
Yeah, you helped the revolution. And now, after that, you made your way down to a secret tunnel network underneath the cave, where there was, in fact, a portal to parts unknown. In the last adventure, you guys walked through that portal that transported you to this strange mountains. Well, it almost looks like a mountain stronghold with a large wooden cabin about 3 or 4 clicks up the road. But before going to the main large cabin, you actually went to the a little bit nearer hunting lodge, or hunting kennel, actually, where you ran into a large 4-armed troll named Trepson that had some really gross regenerative powers that you bested, along with his small cadre of dragon attack dogs, I suppose you could call them. They're 4-armed, draconic in nature, and very, very nasty. And bested them and decided to pull a little bit of a Property Brothers and just kind of moved into his kennel. And had a much-needed long rest, which you guys were really at the end of your rope when it comes to.
Much earlier.
Yeah, you were so out of stuff, but now we're starting off fresh. You guys are completely rested. You're all back up at full hit points. Any spells and spell slots that you may have spent the previous couple of sessions are now refreshed, so go ahead and start with a fresh slate on this one. And that is where we're starting. You guys wake up at around... Boob, what's up?
Yeah, okay. I see you say something. My character is just a jerk. And just normally. So.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. Just don't let that get in the way of everybody else having a good time, if at all possible.
Your character's a jerk?
When it comes to surviving, alright? So if there's like a huge spider monster and he's the only one left, he is going to leave you and he will run, alright? He's not even going to try and save you.
That's not even a jerk move. Like, I mean, Gray leaves at the first sign of danger a lot of the time. I mean, your first move is usually like a double movement action to go to the last place that you saw poison, and you just miss like 5 rounds, and then you come back and you're like, oh, they're almost already dead? Alright, cool, poison bolt, that'll do it. I mean, it's a dominant strategy. You've been really good at staying alive. I'm just saying, like, that is a thing that happens.
Yeah, despite getting killed. I
Yeah.
think I'm the only character who's actually died. But I came back, so I'm better now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Unconscious?
yeah, I was the only one who didn't get revived by someone else. No, I was down at 0 and I revived myself.
Yeah.
Oh no! Well,
You pulled
our
some quick time
fighter
event
died
shit.
twice now.
Yeah.
And I kept bringing him back.
Yeah.
Because our
No, you're
extended goddamn healing spells.
no, your greatest resurrection to this day still is we were fighting a dragonborn named Bart, and he just beat the shit out of Gray, and he died. But Gray rolled a 20 on a basically don't die check, and came up with 1 hit point, and like basically gave the fight ending crossbow bolt to the back of the dude's head. But so yeah, you're pretty good at coming back from the dead. But that is equal parts luck and skill.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So you guys are all kind of woken up. You're pretty well rested. It was kind of gross staying in this kennel for the previous night. I mean, it smells really, really bad. This guy just has like
We use prestidigitation.
prestidigitate. Oh yeah. You just kind of spruce the place up a bit. And also, I forgot to mention, there's actually
I see a map on it.
No, we don't have the map up yet.
Oh,
It was
okay,
all
okay.
tiles and stuff before anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Chris.
But it's
Hey, Dirk.
yeah.
I can just see
The main
thing.
thing. Yeah, the main thing to keep in mind is it's really just a tiny one-room kennel. We've already looked at. There's a pond that has an axe in it, which I'm gonna go get. Once
Actually,
we get outside.
speaking
I also
of
wanted to-
stuff, there is some treasure in this kennel that you kind of uncover throughout your night stay there. So you find a surprisingly well-made but very, very worn chest in the back. Almost looks like where near a couple of furs where this guy seems to sleep. But opening the chest, you see some pretty valuable. It's just kind of like goods. You know, it's not like a bunch of gold in a pile, but it's surprisingly well-made and cured pelts mostly. So you guys now have, between all of you, 6 ermine pelts, which are worth 100 gold pieces each. So altogether, those 6 pelts are worth 600 gold points or gold pieces. There are 3 smaller fox pelts that are worth about 25 gold pieces each. And you see, I guess like the nicest thing in here is a full winter wolf cloak. So this is a pretty big, very warm-looking white-gray cloak made out of wolf fur. And this one's worth 250 gold pieces. But one thing you notice on the cloak itself is the clasp that closes it. It looks very interesting. And so, can someone make a investigation check for me?
Arcana check?
Investigation.
Okay. Oh, investigation. I've got observant. That just gives me my what is it? My passive investigation would be 19.
Okay. With the passive investigation, you immediately see that this clasp is actually made out of mithril, and it's in the shape of a paw. But I still need an investigation check to determine the value of this clasp.